Coming up, let's take a look at the March 2025 luxury market update for Apex, Holly Springs, Cary, and Raleigh. Today I'll be covering the median home price sale, days on market, months of supply, active inventory, and closed sales. And I'm going to highlight the biggest changes we've seen from this time last year, and also a few notable shifts from last month's market update. For those of you who are new to my channel, I'm Trish, your luxury real estate agent here in the Raleigh, North Carolina area. And just as a quick reminder, while I do specialize in the luxury market, I work with clients across all price points within the triangle. So whether you're looking to buy your first home or your dream home, I've got you covered. The reason that I focus these market updates on the luxury market, I like to break out the price point because it's a great way to see what's happening in homes over the $750,000 mark. Because these levels of homes have different buyer competition, they have different buyer behavior, and that's why I feel it's important, because it's totally different from homes, say, selling at $400,000. And most of the market updates that you see today on social media lump all price points into one category, giving it a very general feel, and it doesn't tell the whole story. The other thing I like to do is break down my market data by city, because if we look at Wake County as a whole, it is very different. And what's happening in Cary may not be the same thing that's happening in Holly Springs. So having said that, if there's a city that I do not cover that you would like to get information on, feel free to leave a message in my chat below, and I'll be happy to get those numbers for you. As well as if you're just looking for market stats over a certain price range, say over $2 million, I'd be happy to help with those numbers. Okay, let's get back to the market stats for March. Starting with Apex, the median home price sale in the luxury market for Apex has crossed over the $1 million threshold, landing at $1,005,000, which is up 12% year over year. And that's a significant leap from last month's median home price in Apex, which was $886,000, showing that there's a strong upward pricing trend in Apex. Or perhaps maybe the homes that are on the market in Apex just are at a higher price point than they were last month. Days on market has dropped significantly in Apex, going from 15 days last month to 5 days this month. And this is a sign that the luxury homes that are priced right are moving quickly. And then we look at active inventory, which right now is 66 luxury homes on the market, which is a 43% increase over last year. So supply of inventory is getting better. And it is also, the months of supply has also increased to 2.5 months. So that's also doubled in size, showing that our inventory is in fact getting a little bit better in this price point. However, one stat to note is that closed sales has dropped 34% to just 27 homes selling last month. And this could be a sign that buyers are maybe getting a little bit pickier, or perhaps sellers need to be a little bit more strategic about pricing. Okay, let's jump over to Cary, where we're seeing the median home price at $987,500. This is up 9.7% from last year, but actually down from last month's $1.16 million. So could be two things. Prices may be adjusting to meet the buyer demand, or perhaps just the houses that are on the market are just a little less expensive than they were last month. With a limited inventory, the numbers can skew like that from month to month. Days on market for Cary has ticked up slightly to 5 days, which is a 25% increase, which is still very fast for this luxury market. Months of supply is now 2.5 months, and that is up 132% from last year. Active inventory is 90 luxury homes, which is 60% up from last year. So the big story here is that closed sales in Cary are down 34%, meaning just 36 homes sold last month. This aligns with the trend that we're seeing in Apex, where there's more inventories, but buyers are hesitant or being more selective. It could also mean that buyers feel that homes may be priced a little too high and they're taking their time, or that maybe sellers need to be a little bit more strategic about pricing. And if you stay tuned for my next video on market update, I am going to include a segment on price reductions. So make sure you follow my channel so that you don't miss that important information that's going to come out on the next market update. Next, let's take a look at Holly Springs, where the median home price is $840,000, which is up slightly, 2.1%, but it did see a smaller gain that it saw last month, which was 28%. indicating that there could be stabilization of pricing, but could also mean, again, that maybe there's less expensive homes on the market. The days on market has dropped to 3 days on the market, which is down about 60%. So this is incredibly fast. The houses are selling quickly again, and that's down from 19 days on the market last month. So that's a big shift. Also, months of supply is sitting at 1.8 months of supply. Active inventory for the luxury market rose 20% to 30 homes in Holly Springs that are currently on the market over that $750,000 threshold. And closed sales has dropped slightly to 5.6% to 17 homes that were sold last month. So while inventory is up, demand still seems strong and steady in Holly Springs. And this can mean a couple of things when we look at Holly Springs compared to Apex and Cary. The median home price in Holly Springs always tends to be a little bit lower, so maybe more buyers are going there, seeing more value. Also, there's been a lot of growth in Holly Springs over the last few years, so that could also be driving the demand in that town. Finally, let's take a look at what's happening in Raleigh. Raleigh sees a median home price that's around $1,017,000, and that's up just slightly, 0.1% over last year. But it's below last month's median home price of $1.15 million. This could be because of some of the things that we're seeing in the other cities where maybe just the prices of homes that are currently on the market are slightly less. When we look at days on the market, it did rise to 20 days on the market, which was up about 178 from last year, but it's still down from the 39 days that we saw last month. Active inventory increased 24% to 353 homes, and the month's supply is at 3.4, which is up about 4%. The standout stat here is that closed sales are up 18%. So 104 homes sold last month in Raleigh, and it's the only city in this update today that had increased closed sales from last year. So what can we take away from all of this data that we're seeing this month? Apex and Cary are seeing more listings and fewer closed sales, but homes that are priced well are selling, and they're selling fast. In Holly Springs, the homes continue to move quickly. The days on the market are the shortest out of all the towns, and it has a balanced growth. And then Raleigh remains the steadiest of all four, with closed sales that are up and days on the market that are improving. The market seems to be shifting a little bit when it comes to buyers becoming more selective. And so if you're selling, I think the thing you need to do right now is really its pricing and its presentation. You have to have your house ready for market, and it has to be where buyers feel that it's priced correctly. What we see is that a lot of times buyers won't come in under asking price significantly because they don't want to insult the seller. So if you are a seller, make sure you're working with a seasoned professional like myself who's going to help you price it correctly and get it ready for market so that you have the most amount of eyes on your product so you can sell it for top dollar in the shortest amount of time. And if you're buying, there's a lot more to choose from, a lot more inventory, but you'll want a strategy to act quickly when the right home hits the market, and you'll want an agent who's going to help you win that offer, especially if you're in multiple offers. I've helped many clients just like yourself win properties in multiple offer situations by guiding you on writing the best offer, because we are still seeing, as you saw in Holly Springs, homes selling in 3 days. So there is still a demand out there. So with the right property, you need to make sure that you strategize to get your offer in and making a winning offer. If you are thinking about relocating to the area in the next month or the next 6 to 12 months, please reach out. I'd love to talk to you. If you want specific information about a particular neighborhood or price point, drop a comment below to what cities you would like to see covered or what price points you would like to see covered in the next video. Once again, I'm Trish Dare, your luxury agent here in the Raleigh, North Carolina area, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks so much for stopping by.